Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today to discuss how to manage and to improve your cash position. As the UK slowly eases out lockdown, many businesses are now beginning the difficult return to normality. The UK economy has suffered significantly, and many businesses are likely to face a less than certain future. Many businesses are likely to be struggling with and managing their cash flow, and this is an area where companies must focus their attention on. Although government support has played a paramount role in keeping businesses alive, much of this is due to end later this year, and therefore businesses must play a role in their own survival and success. I don't plan to go through the government financial support today, but if you do require any help or assistance in this area, then please get in touch with me and I'll provide my details at the end of this talk. So I have a client with me today who's been affected by COVID-19. With restrictions now being lifted, is slowly being more active with their business, as has some questions on how to keep afloat. So I have Louise with here, JCE Property Maintenance.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Louise.
Hi. Over the last few months, due to our inactivity, we've had to use the government support money and also our own savings to keep afloat. What should we be considering going forward to help us with our cash flow?
Okay, Louise. So the main areas the business should be looking at to help this is as follows. Cash flow forecasting planning. This to improve cash flow, businesses must be able to forecast how they perform in the short term. Improving profitability, which in turn generates more cash. So there has to be more focus on your most profitable products and services and look to see why products or services are not performing. And then lastly is to improve credit control. If you can improve the efficiency of collecting cash from your customers, the easier it will be to manage your cash flows.
Okay, so you mentioned cash flow forecasting and planning. What would I need to do? How do we get started preparing this?
So the starting point, what you want to do in regards to forecasting is work out from your customers who owes you money, and in terms of suppliers, who do you owe them. You then need to estimate when you'd like to receive that money due to the business, and also estimate when you're going to make the payments to clear the business debts.
Okay, so once I have my starting position, what do I do next, and how long do I need to do the forecast for?
Well, I'd recommend doing the forecast for 3 months absolute max, because any longer than that, it's going to be less accurate because of this ever-changing economy. So 90 days would be the maximum time frame for doing this. In terms of what doing next, I'd prefer go with a sales forecast. So that would mean that you work out what you expect to sell in the future, broken down by each month. To help you work this out, consider using previous year's figures. And if you have any seasonal trends, take them factors as well. Then what I would do is consider the costs that are likely to be incurred per product and service, and also consider the overheads that the business will suffer. Then finally, bring in VAT and other taxes into the forecast.
Gosh, this sounds quite complicated for me to do. Is there any support available to help me to prepare this?
Of course, yeah. Myself and my team, have vast experience in doing these things for clients, so we can provide the support and can prepare these on your behalf. Alternatively, there is some software packages and apps available which help you prepare this efficiently, and our Cloud MTE team can demonstrate the benefits of such packages.
Okay, so once this has been prepared, how will this help me?
So the cash flow forecast will highlight the cash that is coming in and out of the business and identify any peaks or troughs. It will also identify any lost lead and profit products or services and the first indicators of negative cash flow. All of this will help you make better informed decisions and also identify any finance requirements that you might have.
Okay, this sounds really clear. You also mentioned improving the profitability of the business. How do we go about this?
So the main factor in improving profits, as simple as this sounds, would be just to reduce costs, increase your turnover and improve efficiency and productivity. Now, first of all, I would recommend finding out which of your products and services are the most profitable.
What is the process of finding this out then?
Okay, so first of all, identify each of your products and services and then allocate all the associated costs related to these.
Okay.
There will be overheads that you may not be able to clearly associate with a particular product service. So I just proportion these overheads to each line, potentially just on a volume basis.
Oh, okay. So what do I do about the services and products that are not very profitable or loss-making then?
Okay, well, these costs will need reviewing because you'll need to look at these to see if any savings could be made. But at the same time, and this is what I must stress, is that it's really important to balance with the need to deliver a service product of a high quality to main customers. So don't sacrifice cheap costs or materials to get a better result. The actual review may show you are spending too much money on something, or could spend it differently and cheaper to achieve the same result. Better utilisation of staff would also be considered to prove savings.
Right.
I'd also review your supplier relationships as well, because see if they can secure the sources at lower costs. Because if not, and you can find a better deal, then speak with them again and see if they can match or improve it. You would, you'd be a valued customer and a known entity, so they won't want to lose your service.
Right, okay.
And failing all that, if you just can't strike a better deal, don't be afraid to switch. But what I wouldn't do is burn any bridges along the way, because you never know where your paths might meet again.
Yeah, okay. So is there anything else I can do to help improve my profitability?
Yeah, of course there is. Yeah, I would review your existing prices and determine whether you actually are charging enough for your product and service.
Right,
You may be offering this fantastic product and service that is really popular, but when you actually look at your competitors, it's actually a lot cheaper than theirs, but actually a lot better quality. If it does appear you undervalue your product and services, then don't be afraid to increase your prices. If it's good enough, your customers will remain loyal and they'll pay the higher price. I mean, also for your best customers, determine who they are, because they drive your profits. Focus on their needs and see how you can make the improvements to increase sales for them. I mean, if overall you have to determine that one of your products or services will still not be profitable after looking at all these things, then you may have to decide to stop providing it. But just be careful, because before you do that, extract what overhead you still have, even when that product or service stops, and whether the company can absorb this from other income streams, because if you can't, you'd probably be worse off.
Right, okay. So you also mentioned that increasing productivity and efficiency can help. Can you expand upon that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is an area which is always quite challenging, because business often say they are working flat out at all times. I mean, to help improve efficiency, it's important to get a baseline to benchmark changes against it. I mean, for example, how many hours it takes to perform a task or manufacture a certain product, because this will then allow you to review whether any improvement you make increases or reduces in time. And I think then once you have that idea, I would look to invest in some kind of automation to speed up the process. And this would mean to reduce man hours, and you could also look to incentivise staff.
Okay, so the automation, would you suggest sort of like the cloud accounting, as like you previously mentioned there?
Yes, would, yes. I say our MT Cloud team is very experienced in that matter, and we always look to using technology to help automate these as much as we can, and no doubt when they would come in to have a look at your systems, they would find somewhere to make that more efficient.
Okay, so credit control was something that you touched on earlier, which would help my business cash flow. What can I do to help it here?
Yeah, historically, small businesses have always found this quite a difficult area to receive payments, especially from the larger firms. And you need to make sure that you've got a clear and a coordinated procedure to collect cash for every sale that's made. This should include like a realistic timetable, stages be completed all by staff members, and outline the credit terms based on the needs of the business. I mean, once you have this all in place, the business can prepare a process for chasing the payments, including a schedule for like sending reminders, like followed up by letters, emails, and phone calls.
Sometimes you can come across a bad paying customer. This is a problem we have. What can I do to prevent this going forward?
Well, prevention, we can look to various things. I mean, when we take on new customers, due diligence is quite important, such as a credit report, because this will help reveal if they've had any issues with payment previously, and whether they pose a risk to the business cash flow. By no means, it's not a guarantee of payment, but it will make the business to make informed decisions about the terms and conditions they can have for this customer. Businesses, customers that you've already got that are struggling with late payments, you could look to add an incentive to the credit control process. I mean, such as an early settlement discount to customers if they're known for late payments, if they pay within their credit terms. I mean, it does appear to be rewarding bad behaviour here, but it does mean that the business is paid sooner, and you can always incorporate these incentive charges into your pricing structure so your margins aren't affected.
Is there any other things that I can consider after all of that?
Yeah, it's quite important to have good lines of channels of communications with your customer, because even things like making a call to confirm they've received the invoice, or just give them a week before the due date that the payment is due.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just helps them keep you on touch of the credit control process.
Yeah.
Even ensuring your invoicing procedure is effective. Just send an invoice as soon as the order's fulfilled.
Yeah.
Look to send them electronically so there's no delay in the post there. Make sure there's no mistakes of the invoices, because that can always be an excuse for a customer not to pay.
Yeah.
And also give them a range of payment options as well, such as backs and credit card,
Yeah.
or direct, just check. So it makes it easier for them to pay their bills.
Yeah. So again, I'm looking at maybe having to talk to your cloud accounting manager on
Yeah.
that software to help
Yes,
that area of the business.
that's
really.
right, because
Yeah.
there is some IT solutions there,
Yeah.
to help speed up and automate
Yeah.
this credit control procedure. And it's known that it saves it's about 7 to 8 hours a week,
Yeah.
on that area, and that means that you're able to focus on your other more important areas of the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's been really good advice, actually, Matt. Thank you for that. I think we're going to have to probably make another appointment after this
Yeah,
one
sure. Yeah.
to look at those how I can push this forward.
Yeah,
really.
sure. I mean, if we do all of this and you do require any additional finance, again, talk to us. We can determine what best type of finance is for your situation, if that's loans or extended overdrafts or invoice
Yeah.
financing. And then once that has been decided, we can advise which finance lender to apply for and assist with the finance application.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Okay.
really good. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
okay. Yep. So, I mean, that's everything that I'd like to give advice on this matter. Obviously, if anyone's got any questions they have on this matter, then please get in touch with me. My credentials there. It's email is matthewstory@morty.co.uk, or you can call me on 01775 711 333. I hope that's been very helpful for you today, and hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you very much. Thank you.